50 years ago, a man named Clarence Earl Gideon was arrested for allegedly breaking into a Florida pool hall. Charged with a misdemeanor, Gideon couldn't afford a lawyer and was forced to defend himself in court. From his jail cell, he handwrote a petition to the United States Supreme Court that changed the American justice system forever.
You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge.
Steve Reese has been a public defender in Monterey County for nearly 3 decades.
To me, it is one of the great shining moments of the Supreme Court that they paid attention to some non-lawyer, just a guy saying, hey, I think I got denied my rights here.
The justices ruled unanimously that all defendants have the right to an attorney, even if, like Clarence Gideon, they couldn't pay for one.
You know, when people hear about the actual innocence claims and, hundreds of people on death row turning out to be wrongly convicted, somebody was absolutely certain at the time of that trial that that man was guilty. They happened to be wrong, but at the time, those 12 people in that jury believed beyond a reasonable doubt that that defendant was guilty. So it's a human system, and by definition, it therefore has human frailties, and sometimes we get it wrong. And that's another legacy of Gideon. The idea here is that it's easier to avoid making those kinds of mistakes and to correct those kinds of mistakes if the accused, whether he can afford it or not, has counsel to protect him. I always identified with the underdog. I felt very fortunate that I've been able to do what I wanted to do for my professional life. Most people, I don't think, get to do that. There are easier ways to make a living. There are easier emotional and physical jobs. I think what nobody is aware of when they start doing this is the toll that it takes on one's physical and spiritual side. That's why very few people do this, period, and very few people do it for more than a few years. It's a toxic way to practice law. It's very, very tough, and most people get in and get out and go on to something more respectable. But I don't know how else I could do it.